Welcome to the next video of Sports CMT. After sacking Erik Ten Hag, Manchester United played quite well in the two matches against Leicester City and Chelsea, resulting in 1 win and 1 draw, which was perhaps beyond expectations given that the bench was led by Ruud van Nistelrooy, an interim coach with not much experience. This shows that the Red Devils squad is not entirely terrible to the point of losing to anyone they play. The issue is they need a capable leader to rearrange and optimize the lineup in the most reasonable and effective way. If Ruben Amorim, who will begin his perilous adventure from November 11th, doesn't want to follow in the footsteps of Ten Hag, Solskjaer, Mourinho, and many other coaches who failed to replace Sir Alex Ferguson, the first thing he must do is identify and eliminate the weak links from the team. These could be players lacking professional competence, those who have passed their prime and can't meet the new demands of playstyle, or simply those who never show the desire to fight for the team. Below are 5 such players, and the 5th name might surprise you. The first case many people want to mention is Victor Lindelof. In 2017, Manchester United spent up to £30 million to buy Lindelof from Benfica, and at that time, their coach Jose Mourinho highly valued the Swedish player, thinking he would be the future of United. Since then, Lindelof has been with the Red Devils for nearly 10 years, but apart from being long-lasting, no one dares to believe a player like Lindelof could stay in Manchester United's elite squad for so long. He is slow, mentally weak, and his performance is inconsistent. There are phases where Lindelof plays well, but he rarely maintains that excitement for long. Despite his height, he loses every aerial duel, and gradually, coaches have come to realize this. Currently, he is only the 5th choice at the center-back position for Manchester United, behind Lisandro Martinez, Matthijs de Ligt, Harry Maguire, and even the veteran Johnny Evans. His contract will expire at the end of this season, and hopefully the Red Devils will not regretfully extend this connection any longer. Next up is Marcus Rashford. The prospect of Marcus Rashford leaving Man United could make many of the team's fans feel sad, as the English forward has been considered an elite product of the academy over the years, someone with the Red Devils' blood and earmarked as a long-term future of the team. However, what he has shown over the years is not enough for Rashford to become a legend. Certainly, not able to match the likes of Ronaldo, making fans regret his departure from Old Trafford. Rashford is now 27 years old, and he has been with Man United's first team for 9 seasons. Yet the English player continues to play with inconsistent form, handling the ball immaturely like he's still a kid, gaining professional football experience. The most frustrating thing about Rashford is his playing attitude. He often appears indifferent, lethargic in most of his time on the field, rarely demonstrating determination, and is also very lazy in supporting defense. Many times, Man United's fullbacks are left vulnerable because Rashford refuses to track back and support. With his power and influence, many believe Rashford could be a black sheep in the locker room. So it is time for the Red Devils to end the illusion that he will reach world-class level and need to address his issues sooner rather than later. Quite unfortunate, but Mason Mount should also lead. The 25-year-old player was Erik Ten Hag's first signing last summer, but has played a very limited role at the Theatre of Dreams. Injuries have left Mount with only 25 appearances for Manchester United after completing a shocking transfer from Chelsea to Manchester United in July 2023. This has prevented him from integrating well with the new team and showing his full potential. But to say Mason Mount hasn't had enough time is overly generous to him. In reality, in the 25 games he played, Mason Mount rarely showed he was worthy of the £60 million price tag and the number 7 shirt on his back. Man United's style of play becomes unbalanced when Mount is on the field, and his individual performances have been below acceptable standards. According to expert Craig Burley, Mason Mount made a mistake leaving Chelsea. Speaking to ESPN, Craig Burley stated, "Mason Mount's season has been ravaged by injuries, yet even when healthy, he hasn't delivered the expected performances. As a player, you have to make decisions to go to a club that aids in your career's favorable progression. He's in poor form. Surely Mason Mount thinks he's made a bad decision for his career." One of Amorim's top tasks may be to restore Mason Mount's form and confidence, but soon enough, he will realize he doesn't have much time for that. The next name certain to be mentioned is none other than Antony. Ten Hag's favorite student, who will likely be one of the first to leave Old Trafford. After a spectacular start at MU, becoming the first MU player to score in his first 3 Premier League matches, Antony increasingly proved surprisingly ineffective. Besides the aforementioned 3 goals, the Brazilian player only added 2 goals and 3 assists in 56 appearances in England's top league. Earlier in August, Antony asserted that he was ready to explode in the 2024-2025 season. "I have a strong spirit and focus on what I want. I know that this season will be completely different. I have learned from everything, becoming more mature and seasoned." Yet nothing has changed. There are still no real signs of progress from Antony. He appears slow and inefficient in the final third of the opponent's field, and more importantly, Antony's attitude and demeanor on the pitch have increasingly frustrated Manchester United fans. Even Ten Hag had to realize this and pushed Antony to the bench, placing trust in the young duo of Garnacho and Amad Diallo. It is known that Manchester United is ready to listen to any offers for the former Ajax player, and they could sell him immediately if they receive £40 million, half the amount they initially spent. However, a piece of advice that we and many Manchester United fans would like to give billionaire Jim Ratcliffe is not to be delusional. In tough times, people spend their money cautiously, and £40 million is not leaves to bring back a dead weight. If someone offers just £20 million, the fund should agree immediately. Another face that many people regret is Luke Shaw. At his peak, Luke Shaw is one of the best left-backs in the world. He has an excellent ability to read the game, strong defense, and is also very effective when participating in the attack. Unfortunately, Luke Shaw rarely is at his peak, instead choosing to become a regular visitor to the medical team at Man United. In his 10 seasons with the Old Trafford team, only 2 seasons saw Luke Shaw play 30 or more matches in the Premier League. Last season, he played only 12 matches, and this season, he hasn't played a minute yet. Returning in the 5th round, performing well to create expectations, then getting injured again appears to be an endless cycle for Luke Shaw. In fact, he seems to be spending more and more time in the hospital. With Luke Shaw frequently having to miss games due to injuries, Manchester United is forced to seek a long-term solution for the left-back position. Anthony Robinson from Fulham is one of the Red Devils' top targets. The American player has the necessary qualities to replace Luke Shaw, such as speed, strength, and attacking support capabilities. Amorim cannot let himself and the team become hostages to a few endless cycles like this. He needs to make a decisive decision about Luke Shaw, which will be a very difficult, ruthless, but necessary decision. Thus, from 11/11, Ruben Amorim officially takes over his new job at Old Trafford. From this moment, he has received a lot of information, including good news about the personnel situation of the new club before starting his duties. The 39-year-old coach is known for favoring a 3-4-3 formation at Sporting, a team that won 2 Portuguese championships in the 4 years he was in charge. But with the current personnel situation and quality of the Red Devils, Amorim will often have to be more flexible in using the lineup. Therefore, the return of the £52 million signing Lenny Yoro, along with Mason Mount, will be quite helpful for Amorim, at least in terms of selection. The 18-year-old centre-back suffered a foot fracture in a preseason friendly against Arsenal at the end of last July. Subsequently, Lenny Yoro had to undergo surgery and participate in a rehabilitation process. Amorim will be at a disadvantage when unable to make transfers to build the squad, but this situation may be necessary to witness his talent unfold. Who else do you think deserves to be sold by Manchester United immediately? Please leave your opinion below. And now, thank you, goodbye. See you in the next videos, the next stories of Sports CMT. Subscribe to the YouTube channel Sports CMT. Hit the bell to be the first to receive our stories and messages. Thank you.